Yo, what's good? 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 It's a Dope Dialogue podcast. With me, I got my co-host, Brittany King. What's good, Britt? And I am your host, Kynard. We are glad to be here on a Wednesday. We here once again. We're a little early, but we right on time. We right on time. Shout out to everybody that's with us today. We hope that you're having a beautiful middle of the week. How's the week been going for you, Britt? What's going on with you?
Staying busy, running amok, running around, trying to keep a mask on.
Oh.
You
Are we struggling with keeping the mask on?
No, not necessarily. I want to get vaccinated real quick. Not that I'm going to take it off, but I ain't done it yet. So
I feel you. I got my second shot today. I'm out here.
Did?
Yeah, I got the second one.
Wow.
I let him throw it up in the boy in the arm. I haven't felt anything thus far. Knock on some wood. I'm feeling good, feeling great. I'm excited. I'm probably.
Which shot did you get?
The Moderna. I think that's the one.
Got it.
I got Moderna. I'm lit because I'm ready to be outside. Not that I'm gonna take the mask off. I'm gonna still wear the mask, but it just you feel a little bit better about being out. Once again, I know that
right.
You can still catch it, but the chances of dying from it when you catch it, right, are a little different,
Right. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. I really believe that I'm gonna have a great summer.
Hello.
I really believe that I'm gonna travel. I need to get out of the house and touch some different cities. I want to go to LA. I want to go to Miami. I always like to touch the beach. I like to touch the beach. So I imagine I'm gonna probably
come hang out with us over here. Huh?
Yeah. I gotta hit the West Coast, see my people on the West Coast. Head out to the East Coast, see my people on the East Coast. So I'm excited. I couldn't be out here like Florida. I couldn't be out here like Atlanta.
Wow, boy.
Yeah, I couldn't be out here like Atlanta, but I'm super lit to be out here. How about you? You said you waiting to get it. Have you gotten on any list yet?
I just have to check every Monday morning to
if they got appointments.
I can get an appointment on one of the slots. Yeah, they fill up pretty quick.
I'm sure.
Obviously. So as of right now, I checked and there's nothing available. They have up until April 3rd listed, and all of those are occupied. So we'll see what comes up in the next week or two.
Well, here it is. I'm praying that you can get it as soon as possible, so you can live your life.
Well, thank you.
It's a lot going on in the world today, past week. We're gonna talk about why you should care, or why should you care. Either way.
Oh, Kynard, I don't care about nothing.
I know you don't care. I know you don't. I know you don't. And that begs the question, should any of us really? We know that there have been a couple of things going on in the world of relationships with Derek Jackson and Quavo and Sweetie. I always find it funny, like when I'm
my eye twitch.
Well, the truth is I'm probably in the bucket of people who don't care. We're here talking about it today because there are certain things that I would like to understand about the human psyche. For instance, Derek, for those that don't know, Derek Jackson is supposed to be the car counselor. And from what I can glean from the conversation, this individual has built his business basically pandering to the female, to the black female in the relationships that they go through and basically bashing men. 1.2 million followers on Instagram, 750,000 followers on Twitter. And when I go on Twitter and I'm reading about the story, like a lot of times I get caught off guard because people seem to care a lot. Like people have a lot to say about other people's business. Now, outside of maybe possibly making fun of someone, in general, I don't care, but I also don't buy his products. I also don't actively watch his videos. I've seen a couple, but it's not anything Derek Jackson can tell me about a relationship with a woman. I would much rather figure it out myself. And plus, I feel like I'm a pretty self-aware guy. So I know when I'm fucking up and I know when I'm on my shit and I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? And so why do you think these people care so much? Why do they get so up in arms? Because the dudes, from what I read, like the dudes were really, they cared a lot. They cared enough to comment and say, oh, that's what he get. You know, he was a fuckboy from the beginning doing all this bashing of black men, only for himself to get kind of caught up in this mess where he was, cheating on his wife. And so when I saw what people were saying on Twitter and how upset they were and how, overcome with emotion about this particular situation, what is it that makes these people feel so invested that they have to give their 2 cents on his cheating scandal?
I think people like to make themselves feel good, feel valid. And if they ever felt attacked by anything that man might have said, it makes them feel better to know that all along he wasn't shit, perhaps.
Oh, so you saying that maybe he said something that ruffled their feathers because it applied to them, and the fact that he came out now and is in the same boat, they feel like this is their shot.
Maybe. I feel like if you feel triggered by someone and then it comes out later that all what he had built his whole brand upon was tarnished, it probably makes you feel good.
Was it really tarnished?
Yeah. Probably, I would say. I mean, that was his entire brand, was relationships and being a good man. That's all he's known for. So that's like you building your brand as an entertainer and a rapper, and we find that
I can't
you don't
rap.
write nothing. You've been
coached.
Yeah. You get performance tips. You go to training. You don't write.
So I'm out here like Milli Vanilli. I might be out here.
Everything that you're about has been false now. Like it's not like how to get muscles with Derek Jackson. It's how to be a decent person in a relationship with Derek Jackson. And also he's self-proclaimed. So
yeah. I guess if you he ain't went and got no education, right? He ain't got no. And I'm not saying I know, but to our knowledge, he ain't got no psychology degree in relationship studies. He
turned on his camera just
the nigga in a car,
and he caught wind, and
just the nigga in a car.
Now that's it, and now people apparently care that he's a cheating ass nigga.
Well, okay, but my question is, all right, Negro in a car with a camera, no qualifications to be who he is in regards to passing off advice. Now I really feel like the advice he was given was more directed towards himself. Right. I think that we can say, okay, yeah, you were talking to you. You weren't talking to other men. You weren't really even talking to women. You were explaining who you were as a man and how your wife probably deserved better than you. Why not just
Precisely.
why not just be honest and tell people I ain't shit. I ain't shit. This is some shit that I learned from who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Why would I do that? This is how I make my money now. Why would I do that?
Okay, so who's at fault then? Is it the people who are fans of him that have put him on a pedestal or made him an authority on relationships? Is it us? So we at fault.
I would say so. You can't blame nobody for the finesse.
I mean, he played the game.
He gets money. Yeah, he successfully finessed niggas from cars.
Yeah, I ain't mad. The truth is though, like, I don't care, right? Like, I always felt like if it ain't affecting my money, if it's not directly in the path of me getting where I gotta go, I don't care if Derek Johnson or Jackson cheated on his wife. I don't care if they stay together. But there are a lot of people who are up in arms about her deciding to sit in the video and stay with her husband. How did you do? I know you probably didn't care, but it's more or less the other women who judge. Why are we judging? Why are other women upset that she decided she was going to stay?
Oh, I don't know why they're upset, to be honest. I feel
why do they care?
Kynard, why are you asking me, the queen of not giving a damn? I don't know why they care.
Because I know you know.
I also feel like it's easy. No, I don't know why people care. But I like to think that people are quick to say in situations that they would quickly leave someone who cheated on them without consideration.
Oh, yeah.
And then when people don't, it becomes a whole thing. So I think that might be part of it.
Right.
I would never say that I'm beyond that, because if it comes down to it, if I'm married to somebody and they step out, the ego in me says, "Oh, it's toast, it's done."
Yeah.
But the reality is not that easy. So I feel I do think that it sucks. It doesn't suck for her. I mean, it doesn't suck for me. It looks, I don't know, optics are a little bit weird when he was sitting there giving his explanation about all his cheatation.
Oh, hold on, wait.
And she had to sit there.
Yeah, let's do that, because we got a little bit of the video. Let's play a little bit. Let's go. We got Derek Jackson, and this is a hat on her head, y'all. This is not a bonnet.
Today I am joined by my lovely wife, Desean, and we just wanted to address a couple of things. We understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derek Jackson was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking
Why is he referring to himself in third person? Why can't he just say I was involved in blowing backs out? When it was not my wife's back.
Things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just checking or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But without my wife's knowledge of it, and just having a sexual history, all of it falls under.
That could, in essence, be
he's protecting himself
from the persona.
Yeah.
No, I think there's like the human that I am. Do we even know if his name is truly Derek Jackson?
I got you. The character of I got you.
Right. The character that I have, the persona that I built for myself is here, Derek Jackson, and then there's me. So if I maybe in a weird mental way, if I refer to myself in third person instead of saying I, and taking
Right.
ownership and saying Derek Jackson did these things.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little bit of a trick for himself, perhaps. I don't know.
You sound like you got a psychology degree. You out here. All right, let's see what else he's saying.
Cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took. And definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that
I always look at like body language. I look at how his shoulder is kind of underneath her arm. She really looks like she doesn't want to be here.
Be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation.
I've
already told
absolutely
her
does not
everything. I've given her basically
she was very
a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that for any amount of time or any length
I mean, you
of time,
can.
any extent,
and you have.
And think that I can't be held accountable.
So he said,
same way that I preach.
He said that he couldn't build a platform, right? He couldn't build a platform that sells one thing and he lives contrary to it. But I would tell you, people do that all the time. Like that's normal. And not only would I say that, I think the lesson to learn about social media is what a lot of people project on social media a lot of times falls short of who they are regularly. I mean, a lot of times people cap, for Instagram. Because the truth is, if we're being honest, there's no entertainment value in who you really are. Even me as an artist, there are things that I talk about in my music that are story related, or I may be trying to get a point across, but it may not necessarily be the authentic Glenn who's at the crib nerding out. You know what I'm saying? Like on Friday, 95% of the time, I might be watching, some science fiction. You know what I'm saying? Eating, bonbons. Right? Like some totally uncool shit. But then when you look at social media, you're like, oh, like the homie, once again, who you are a lot of times doesn't or isn't reflected on social media,
You could be anybody you want to be on social media.
You can.
To be honest.
I mean, this is a highlight reel.
Portrayed himself to be a particular way.
Right.
That was inaccurate, which a lot of us are doing.
Facts.
Whatever.
So you posted something.
A brand off of it.
Yeah. You posted something on your story. I think it was Toby and Weegway, who was just like, beware of the cap. Right? I think that was on your story where he was kind of like, when people see this, it's a situation where I think a lot of times on the outside looking in, you build this fantasy world in your head of what you think this is. I can tell y'all, as an artist, as an independent artist, it's not glamorous. It's ugly. Matter of fact, 95% of the time, it's ugly. The other 5%, you'll see the cake on top. You see the icing.
Yeah.
You won't see that we cracked the eggs. You won't see that flour went into that. You won't see that work went into then giving you the icing that's on top. And so,
you might even see the cake and one might not realize that it's not a cake. It's really just an iced rock. Like,
facts.
It's not even a cake. That shit could be a whole brick.
A whole brick.
It looked like something, but it just might not be. And that's okay. You can't put a lot of value in things that the internet is such an easy place to be false.
Right.
So you can't put a lot of value in that.
No, but that's why I don't care in particularly, right? After today, matter of fact, I would probably say at 7:30 when we wrap, like that'll be the end of Derek Jackson for me, right? Like I got other things to do in my life than to be worried about whether or not he's making money from his business because he represented himself incorrectly for platform purposes, right? What I'm really disappointed about is for those that do care and feel like they have to comment or feel a certain type of way. I was extremely disappointed at the backlash that she received. Oh, you gonna come on here in your hat and a bummy sweatshirt. Somebody was talking about her pooch. Somebody was like, oh, I went to her profile. She don't paint her toenails. She don't be looking attractive. Of course he cheated. I was kind of disappointed in some of the women reacting to her. Like, she was the one who got cheated on. She's trying to be, the Will Smith of this situation and stay committed to her husband. I would assume, but I could be wrong, because it's a bag. And at this point, if you leave him, one, it destroys his career and his ability to make money. And is how he gonna take care of his kids, right? I don't know if she working or not, but
does he have children?
I don't know if they got kids or not. I ain't go that deep. I don't know. They've been married for 4 years. They probably couldn't. But I mean, at that point, he may provide a certain amount of security. I don't know the dynamic. I'm disappointed in how they treated her. Why are people going off on her based on her appearance? Was she supposed to dress up for the video? Was she supposed to put a gown on?
I don't, for starters, I don't think she should have been there to begin with, regardless of what she wanted to wear or not wear, for how she wanted to present herself. I don't feel like it was her duty to even be there.
Okay, but can we say that she supported her black man? Because I know the one thing that most people are going to say, well, black men don't get no support. I don't think he deserved no support, but I big up her because she sat next to him. She held his hand. For whatever reason, she wanted to support him. I don't think she should have been there either. I couldn't have done what Will Smith did. I couldn't have did what she did. You're not going to publicly make an announcement. I just got to sit here. Nah.
Here's the wild thing. In the Will Smith and Jada situation, I respected that much more because it was a conversation between the two of them. What Derek did was sat there and talk and let her sit there for 10 minutes while he talked. I don't think there was a lot of exchange going on, and that's the part that had me fucked up.
Well, they didn't really talk. They didn't talk to each other much. She came in and said a little bit. She kind of defended herself and said, hey, timeline-wise, I found out in February 2020. I was away until August. We are in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know, if that had something to do with it. Either way, she said it isn't what it looks like. And then this brings me to the biggest kicker, right? Minus the disappointment of all of that. He sold a book. Like, he's promoting his book on how to heal without hurting each other. And it just makes me think that a lot of it was staged with a bag, which, okay, get your money.
Could have been.
But it just, I could see how it would leave a bad taste in individuals' mouths.
I feel it. I'm not buying nothing from him, though.
No, I
never have, never will.
I wouldn't buy two twigs off a tree from this guy.
You heard? I mean, I guess he's making money doing it. Somebody's buying the shit. I would never buy nothing from nobody who got to it by giving fake advice in their car.
Okay.
He probably couldn't do it from his house because he
She said fake advice. Right. Somebody did say that in one of the tweets. It was like, you can't trust the man with all his videos is in his car. You know what I'm saying? You could have been had an office.
You can't go in the house and do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, even if you wanted to go in the house, you probably couldn't because your cheating ass wife your wife.
She'd have popped in one of them videos.
This? Right.
He lying, y'all. He lying.
Right. Derek, tell him about Stacy. Since you want to talk slick, tell him. Go on, tell him. That sounds like Stacy to me.
That's funny.
Tell him about Stacy at Kroger. He couldn't do that.
That's funny. What's good, Manifest? How you doing, bro? Manifest said you caught that right, Britt. He was flaming cats when they said that's the third party, Kynard. Yeah, I mean, you know. I guess he was going at a couple people, too. I think he went at Isaac Hayes, the third. So Isaac Hayes kind of went in on him. I saw some of that. Little Duval, he had a blast. You know he was living his best life with this whole situation. It's just...
He ain't going back and forth with that nigga, period.
Man, you're not going to win, man. They destroyed. Social media lightweight destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? In regards to the comedy. All
he can do is finesse it in a way to say, like, I'm giving relationship advice from this place because I blew it. Here's how I blew it. Here's how I fixed it.
So if I'm playing chess, that's the move I would have played. I'd have been like, look, if I'm being totally honest to y'all, he was talking about mentioning my government. Yeah, no, I had to separate the two. Glenn Kynard is not Kynard. Kynard is, that dude is wild. You know what I'm saying? The other guy, he's very mild-mannered. He be chill. Lightweight, he like to just make money. He don't want to bother too many people.
Are they different humans or are they different? No,
it's different personalities, like different parts of the personality.
Subsections of the same human.
Yeah, subsections of the same human. Kynard has probably been repressed a good part of his life. I had to check that dude every now and again. You know what I'm saying? As a regular person, because Kynard out of control. He crazy. Lightweight. Because he be believing shit. He be believing everything is possible that he want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then he don't really be having time for bullshit. And like Kynard, he white lightweight is out of control. You know? Now Cowden came on here. Kyle said, for the record, if I ever issue a public apology for something on social media, I will not advertise my book on the same video. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kyle. It's inauthentic. I don't feel like you authentically are remorseful for the situation. Somebody said, if you have ended a relationship early due to Derek Jackson's advice, you may be entitled to some compensation. Contact your lawyer immediately.
It's a whole class action lawsuit.
You know, it just comes off as inauthentic. But I would tell you, if I'm playing chess, that's the exact strategy I go with. Look, the reason I was giving this advice was because I knew I wasn't shit. And the truth is, I wanted to be better, but I ain't know how to be better. So I wrote this book. That's how I would approach it. I'm a real human being, y'all. You know, I can't help that the ladies saw me and I'm out here looking like I'm looking and they was just throwing the panties at me and I fell into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was weak. Before, I was just broke and didn't nobody know me. And now all of them trying to get at me. And I was having hard days in my marriage. We wasn't communicating. Some days I thought she was stepping out on me when she had to find kids at the grocery store. But really she wasn't. She was just getting the food. And so I ain't shit. And I did what I did, but I want to be a better man. That's the way I would approach it if it was me. You know what I'm saying? Derek, if you need some advice, come holler at Kynard. I got you, homie. What you say, Britt?
I don't even know. I said you had a lot of fun with that.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to help the homie. All right, the last question I have in regards to Derek Jackson. or Derek Jackson.
Jaxn.
Yeah, Jaxn.
Mm-hmm.
What I would tell people, because I'm a firm believer that there are anointed speakers, there are pastors, there are individuals who are regarded within the Christianity realm who are gifted to give messages to people. If your pastor or the church you goes to, if the pastor cheats on his wife, are you leaving the congregation? Is that no longer your church, even if he serves you with messages that are anointed from God? Are you?
No.
So you're not leaving your church?
I don't put a lot of dependence in people. They're still people,
Right.
like pastor or not. That's like saying that was a whole discussion about Kirk Franklin last week. Like,
Right.
why are we so surprised that he cussed out his kid? He's just a man. He's just a dad.
Right.
Even though he does anointed work, quote
Right.
unquote.
And it's anointed.
You're still just a man.
Right.
You're still just a woman. You're still just a regular human.
And that's why I would tell people, if you felt like the Derek Jackson message was for you and it was good word, then you're going to have to separate the good word from who the human being is. I would tell individuals, if you found that the information he was providing was helping you, and it was, because I've heard some of it. Now, I can't agree with everything that he says, but you know, some of the things he was saying was really trying to empower. And some call him a simp. I understand it, but sometimes you have to take the message regardless of who the messenger is, if it's speaking to you and it resonates with you. And so I'm not bashing Derek Jackson, because I honestly do not care. I'm not bashing his wife for staying. I commend anybody that decides that they want to stay with somebody who violated, you know, their relationship and their vows, because that's a very difficult thing to do. But what I want people to be aware is if the message is on point, sometimes you have to just separate the two. Now, I'm not saying that.
Pick me.
Brittany.
I'm about to be in your business.
Go ahead.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever cheated?
Yes. Repeatedly.
Did she stay?
We both stayed, but eventually it didn't work. She cheated too. I cheated when I didn't know she cheated, but then I found out she cheated before I cheated. And so we tried to make it work, but it didn't work.
Did you cheat some more?
Yeah, because I kept cheating. I kept cheating. I tried not to, but then I was just like,
I'm tight. I gotta get back.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Well, my cheating wasn't out of spite. I wasn't like, oh, you was cheating on me, so I'm about to go blow some backs out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was in a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? We had been together 2 or 3 years, and when I did it, you know, I just got caught in the sauce. And then, you know, I kind of got caught. And then we started talking.
Sauce?
What's the sauce? We
you
know what the sauce is. You know, when she look at you and she wink at you, and now you trying to figure out your whole situation. You asking yourself real questions.
She winked. And then you was like, man, that wink.
I mean, the proverbial wink. I mean, she didn't really hit me with the eye wink, but you know what I'm saying? Her whole body was kind of winking at the boy. You know, she was giving the vibe. And so I was in the sauce. You know, I enjoyed it at that time.
A little heat.
Yeah, I mean, look, so if we keeping it real, when it comes to long-term relationships, there always comes a moment where you take things for granted. And that other person may not necessarily be putting in the same effort, or you may be feeling down about, who you are. And look, anytime a woman compliments a man, that ego go on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Look, it could be a 95-year-old grandma. She come up in there like, hey, cute teddy bear, like, I'm about to strut. Thank you, Granny. I appreciate you. So that being said, you can sometimes get lost in the sauce.
I give people compliments because I feel like that's just a kind thing to do sometimes.
It is.
Make somebody feel good for a moment. Even if I didn't know it was like a super ego booster per se, but
I mean, as a man,
whatever. I'd be like, sis, like your hair is fire. Like, oh, you did that. Or if it's a man, I'd be like, man, your skin's beautiful.
Yeah, that's fly.
And
those things are cool.
Nice to somebody.
Yeah, but this was kind of more than just that. Conversations was had and, things were said. I was
so you were in
violation
before you violated, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, I violated early, but I made the conscious decision that, because the vibe was right, if it was presented, that I was on my way. I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? I was a young buck. Then you find out, you was already out here doing your thing. All right, well then, what's the issue? Why are we having these problems? We talked about it. We tried to continue moving forward, but at that point, I was like, I like what I'm doing right now. I like how this is moving. As a matter of fact, her and her. Look, this ain't gonna work out, baby girl. I'm gonna have to keep it moving.
How many words was it?
I mean, by the time we got to the end of the relationship, maybe 3 or 4. Nothing serious, just a couple of little jump offs, and then I manned up and was just like, yo, it's not gonna work. I tried. I don't want to be with you no more. But as a man, that's really hard to tell a woman. Men don't want to disappoint. We don't want to hurt your feelings, or we didn't. It's changed nowadays. Back in the day, men didn't really, we just got caught. That was how it ended. Oh, yeah, you caught me. This is what so you don't want to be with me no more? Not really. I mean, I kind of got caught, so I apologize that it happened this way. But yeah, it's over. So, and I'd have been broken up with, like, yo, it ain't working, homie. I don't like you no more. You're not my cup of tea anymore. Okay, all right, that hurts. Let me get over it and keep it moving. So, yeah, I mean, I've cheated. I've been cheated on. I've, experienced a lot. Have you cheated? Oh, sure. Cap.
No. Why are you looking at me like you don't believe me?
I don't.
Why?
You ain't never cheated.
No.
You ain't never been in a committed relationship and slipped up.
The answer
golf
is
clap
no.
for that, y'all. Y'all clap it up for Brittany. Y'all clap it up for the girl. That's super dope. Kyle said, by the way, at Britt, we often, and to the men, we often subconsciously expect flawlessness from preachers when they're real people who get tempted just like the rest. I agree.
Word.
I agree. Honestly, I would probably tell you early on, a couple people told me that I should talk to people. I should go down that path, and I really didn't want to because I didn't feel like I could pull off the Derrick Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
What do you mean you should talk to people?
That I should be in the realm of being a preacher and leading a congregation of people.
Oh.
Right? Just because a lot of times I'm trying to give knowledge, but I always feel like the information I give is from my experience. If you haven't had my experiences, then this information may not necessarily be for you. And so for me, the other side is I knew who I was as a person, just young, and I didn't want that kind of responsibility to be on a religious type of pedestal where they looking for you to slip up. They want you to slip up, so they can then come behind you. And then also, I never really liked the monetary business behind church, and I know that it is a business because you got to take care of community. But when you run in a church, I've seen too many situations where preachers were taking advantage of the parishioners and the congregation, and we broke and we poor, and you out here in the lack, and you pulling up, and your people struggling, your flock is struggling, and so
in the finest suits,
and look in the illest cloths,
I understand,
draped up, dripped up, draped out. You know what I'm saying?
You hoes know what I'm talking about.
And then once again, I heard stories where
you people giving me tithe.
Facts.
All y'all hoes.
Like I was in churches where certain women, where the women couldn't even speak with the male preacher. They had to go through another woman who was in place to God because you don't want those issues. You know what I'm saying? So Kyle said,
like
when
temptation?
I'm sorry.
Like what temptation? What issues?
Yeah, the temptation of the money and the temptation to secretly be praying. I mean, we seen the video where the preacher was having sex with the girl, and he said he was eating the cat in Jesus' name. Just what is you doing?
You
haven't seen the video?
That was.
Let me see if I can find that one
in the black internet. So. Where had to be, I be just scraping the surface level of the black internet. You be deep in the black internet.
Look, I mean, Pastor Wilson caught eating a member of his congregation.
Wait. I remember the video came out, right?
Yeah, I can't play it because it's explicit, but y'all look up Pastor Wilson caught eating a member of his congregation's cat. And once again, you held to a higher standard, but clearly he liked to eat kitty. And I ain't mad that he liked to do it, but you can't be out here leading the flock. You can't be out here leading the flock, and then
you got me right where I needed to be, Kynard. Right, we're right on the edge because we didn't have an update. Every week.
Oh, look!
It's time for an update.
Is it time for a butt munch update? Butt munch update of the week. So last week, I'm gonna just keep it real.
Kynard, you had no. Hold on. I'm gonna start this. This is my segment.
Okay,
sir. Last week, most often women like to say they have dick appointments. But Kynard told me he had a dick appointment. That's why we had to shoot early.
Yeah, we had to shoot.
He had an appointment.
I ain't got it tonight, though, but I did have it last week.
He had an appointment to drop some dick off. And I told him while he was there, in the spirit of it being Wednesday and us having a butt munch update, I felt it was necessary that he do his diligence and try to just slip down yonder just a little bit farther than normal and get in that crack. So we're here to ask Kynard if there's an update from last week. In the last 7 days, has there been any attempt at butt munching?
Nah.
You told me you do the Lord's work.
I did the Lord's work. Wasn't no butt munching going on.
No, in the butt though.
No. Wednesday night was beautiful, though. I appreciate y'all for letting me get out of here early so I can handle my business. But no, there was no munching of the butt last Wednesday or at any point in this past week.
That's really upsetting.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
If anybody else is watching currently, you've been disappointing me for weeks at this point.
No, we're going to give it to the chat. Drop a number 2 in the chat for us if you was eating booty this week. Let us
if
know.
you either ate butt,
or had your butt ate.
Or had the butt ate.
And now we gonna now we gonna right. Let us know. Look, and don't be ashamed. I'm not eating no booty, y'all. I told y'all, when I was doing my thing, I'd never even crossed my mind. I was so involved in where I was at. The booty munching never even really entered into my psyche. So life is good though. Life is good. We're gonna transition now from butt munch to Quavo and Sweetie. I only got one question about this situation, Britt. Was it bad that Quavo took the Bentley back?
Or bougie? Oh, did he take it back?
Yeah, he look. The report the next day was they repoed it.
When you rent cars, you have to get it back. Why would I be leasing a car for you to drive it around, bitch? And we're not together no more. If I had bought it for you for real, keep it. But I'm guaranteed that Bentley was on lease.
No, it was. He leased it.
Okay, well.
And he had to pay a settlement to end the lease early. It was leased in his name.
Right.
No problems with Quavo taking the Bentley back.
Quavo didn't own it, so.
Facts. I'm actually proud of you. I don't care about the relationship. Y'all gonna find out a lot about Kynard and Britt today. We don't really care because once again, Quavo and Sweetie ain't making us no money. Okay? So that being said, Quavo can do whatever he wants. Now, I know he didn't want to have it be public, and she said that she went through all the cheating. Well, it's great because y'all not together no more. Congratulations to y'all. She can go and date other rappers, and he can go back to taking good girls and turning them out. But I am happy that he decided to take the Bentley back because I'm not making these payments. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't think you deserve to keep a Bentley I gave you if we're no longer together. On top of it, you're not going to be riding around no new Negro in the Bentley that I leased. Thank you very much.
That's ego shit.
Yo, no, that's ego shit. I'm a man, though. Don't blame me. Blame God.
What?
God has really been brought into a lot of things this week. I imagine God is probably upset.
This is going into that conversation that we were having earlier. And this is what I was telling you about. Because you were like, well, this has to do with another story. Get to that story. Go ahead.
What story? No, I'll bring it up. Go ahead.
You was talking about the oh boy, the athlete. See, I don't even know the
Deshaun Watson. For real. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay. So
harassment and all the things about men not knowing that they're trash.
Yeah, okay. So me and Britt, we was our pre-production meeting today. We had a discussion just about men being trash. And not like they're good people, but they're just trash. A lot of that stems from societal norms being what they were at the moment that an individual was raised in, the experiences that they had. So, for instance, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Some of the things that I did as a young man was not intended to be, but now that I understand it, it could be considered sexual assault, right? In regards that I thought I was flirting with somebody. They were reciprocal and we was cool and we was doing our thing. But then as I grew older to be a man, like I'm 19, 20 years old, I'm a young buck sowing royal oats. I'm out here. Now, I've not done anything against any woman against their will to that nature, but exposing yourself to a woman in an unwanted way is sexual assault. And if somebody would have told me when I was 20, then I wouldn't have been aware. I would have been ignorant to the fact that that's what it was. And so that brings us to the story of Deshaun Watson. This past 2 weeks, past week and a half, there have been 14 civil lawsuit cases filed against him. For those that don't know, Deshaun Watson is the star quarterback for the Houston Texans. He goes, gets massages as a football player because he puts his body on the line. I don't play football, and I still love to have a good massage. But it's come out that he's approached these women and made them uncomfortable in the sessions. The debate is whether or not...
Put your mouth on it? Uncomfortable?
So some of the allegations have said that the women felt like they were forced to perform oral, and they didn't want to. Some said that he asked...
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at them. He
asked them to touch his manhood, his dick, his penis, right? He asked some to massage his inner thigh and glutes deep in there, and the girls felt uncomfortable. There were some text messages.
Like with a thumb in it?
I don't know if it was a thumb, but they were uncomfortable. Even to the point where he sent a couple of messages that said he was sorry for making them uncomfortable, which to me is not an admission of guilt. Just that something took place that made the masseuse feel uncomfortable. It wasn't like a begging and a pleading, oh, please don't tell nobody, don't do this. It was I apologize if what I asked you to do made you uncomfortable. Right?
That's an admission of guilt, Kynard. I am guilty.
Not of sexual assault. Not of sexual assault. It's not.
In this instance, it's the same thing.
If he turns over and the towel falls off and she says that she's uncomfortable and it was an inadvertent fall off of the towel?
But that's not what it is.
I'm sorry that you was exposed to my manhood. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable.
And you also put your mouth on it. I'm so sorry that I
Well, no, that's a whole different situation. I'm just talking about the first one that we read about. The first one, that's a whole different one. Because there was a whole different one where they said he was a serial predator, and it really went into depth about what she said he did. You know what I'm saying? And so for me,
I don't know how you can be made to suck dick. Like, how can you be to suck
don't
dick?
you? So I don't know. And I'm not going to try and speak on it because ignorantly, I would have said, won't you just bite it? But then,
hello,
he has status. People may look at him a certain way or feel intimidated because he's a superstar athlete. I don't know. I can't. I've never been in a position
in all of those things. However, if someone's forcing their dick in my mouth and I don't want it there's a very simple way to get it out. Is all I'm saying.
Facts. I agree. Me and you are on the same page.
Them being intimidated by his status is not a thing, because that is a thing.
Right. It's
but
a thing.
Also, if there's something deep in my mouth and I don't want it there, it can easily find a way out.
Right. Now.
And it won't be back in there anytime soon after it's bit. Is all I'm saying.
Right. All I was saying was, in regards to all of this, as a young man, I was ignorant. There were things that I was not made aware of. Honestly, there were things I didn't even know about the woman's experience in the workplace. I had a homie sit down and tell me, like, no, like, dudes look at my breast all day. like when I go to work, I have to watch what I wear because I'm going to bring unwanted attention and people are going to make certain comments. And the truth is, as a young employee, I might have been the one that had done something like that because I was ignorant. I did not know until someone said, yo, you know that's inappropriate, right? And so I find myself to be a good-natured individual. I don't want no smoke. I just want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I give everybody respect until I feel that you've disrespected me. And so all I said is that in this situation, as a man, I probably have some trash tendencies. I've been told that I mansplain from time to time. Right? I'm probably trash. But a lot of it is based in ignorance and not willfully just being a trash ass dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Deshaun Watson. I do think that these women, if they are coming out, it's something that's hard to do. I want to get to the real story. I want to know what really happened so we can determine what the penalty should be. But the problem with this is if he's found not guilty, two things are going to be assumed. One, that he probably paid them off. Or two, that even if he's not guilty, he's still guilty. Those are the only two options. No one's going to go back if he goes and he's found not guilty of all of these allegations. Are they going to go back and put his reputation back in place? And that's the sad part about all of this, because women can make claims. If they are found to be false, what is the penalty for them? I just want to know.
There is one. That is a double standard that exists, unfortunately, for y'all. And I don't have anything insightful to give on that, to be honest, because and there are no repercussions if you come up with a false accusation. Generally, it's just like, oh well, yeah, I said that and I lied, and I tarnished someone's character.
I mean, even to the point where his lawyer, they have somebody who basically tried to extort him for $30,000. And the lady said that the relationship was consensual. And then they said, well, why are you trying to blackmail him? Well, he doesn't want it to come out that I had sex with him because he got a girlfriend, so he got to pay me $30K for me to shut up. Even to the point where the girl who filed that complaint had her man communicate on her behalf and say, yeah, it's better if y'all want to keep this quiet to just pay us. And they didn't pay him, and she's one of the lawsuits as well. They have the text messages for this one. You know? And so if anybody can just come up and accuse you, let's make sure that we encourage these women to speak their truth. But if it's found to be false, this man's reputation is going to be tarnished. You know? Do we not care? I care because he's a young black man. And if he did it, he needs to be punished. Because it's not acceptable.
I'm really quiet because I'm trying to sort through my brain. If you're being a man in that way that you want to have a repercussion for a lying woman, or like I don't know if that's like man ego to say like, you can't do this to us.
Maybe it is me mansplaining. It's more because it's already hard enough being a black man in America. But then to be a young black man in your early 20s with a whole bunch of money, you become a target. And the truth is that some of these situations could be consensual. We don't know. And if
some of them could be,
if it's found to be false, he's still not going to get his reputation back. People are always going to look at him sideways. People are always, I mean, what did they say about Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant passed away and you got Gayle King asking about rape. You got the newscasters coming out. We trying to honor the life of an individual who turned the corner, who we know that outside of stepping in his marriage, that was more than likely consensual. Even she admitted it. It was about the bag. And so when he passed away, all of the good works that he did, all of the things that he did that was positive as a black man in the basketball community, in his own community, helping other women, helping the WNBA, teaching his daughters, what's the first thing they said? Oh, but he raped a woman.
He cheated.
And so,
well, all that can be true, but I feel like how our brains work and how media works is the bad and the lie is always more entertaining than the good and the truth.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
it is what it is. That's just how things work. Unfortunately, I don't think you can move through this space that we're in now scot-free, no matter what you do.
Not at all. The worst part about this is we have to understand, too, that the cases that are filed are civil. The burden of proof is not nearly as much in a civil case as it is in a criminal case. Now, criminal charges may be filed, but right now these masseuses are only suing for financial compensation due to the state of harassment that was caused to them and mental anguish that they had to go through. Once again, he could have turned over, the towel fell, and he'd been on solid, and it made the person feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that can be considered
14 times?
Sexual assault. That's a problem. But once again, there's even the conversation that this was done on purpose to show a pattern. Right? If one of them is true and 13 are false, you know what I'm saying? It's about painting him as a serial sexual assault predator, which could be true. We got to get the stories. You know, I'm not trying to defend him, but I think that as women come out, it was just like the lady when she was on her deathbed, and like Emmett Till got tortured to death. And she came out on her deathbed and said, no, I lied. I got to get that off my chest. Before I check up out of here, the young boy that was brutally murdered, that's my fault because I lied. You know? And so it's a sad situation all around. As an older man now, I would like younger men to understand ignorance is not an excuse. It's just not. Just because you don't know that this is what it can be, you better do what these other guys is doing and make sure you get like a video confession of consensuality or sign a contract. Because you can get got. You can become a target. And at this point, it's better to protect yourself. Protect all parties, actually. Because you don't want to have to go through this situation of defending yourself if that's not what it was. So that's my piece. I hope that that's not mansplaining. That may not sit well with some of y'all, but it's just how I feel about the situation.
Also, stop listening to men tell other men what sexual assault is.
No, yeah, only a woman can tell you. Because like I said, I didn't know. Like, no.
I feel like when men try to mansplain what things are okay and what things aren't. It's not.
I need you to give me permission. I need all kinds of consent. And Manifest said, yo, I think it's weak the Quavo Indian gave. You can't flex and then unflex. Manifest, stop. Manifest, stop. I'm not giving you no Bentley. And then we not together. And I didn't buy the Bentley. I could see if he purchased a $150,000 car and it's paid off and he gave it to her. But if he just leased it and at the end of the lease, she was going to have to turn it in anyway, we up out of there. We up out of there. All right,
Like,
that's enough for the news. We're going to get into something a little more lighthearted. Is it time for Black Card Revolt?
sure, let's do it.
We got some Black Card Revolt. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shuffling through cards.
Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Manifest. I ain't seen the homie. The homie Zeus said he ain't coming unless we on at 7 p.m. I hope Zeus is good. Welcome to the Dope Dialogue Podcast. Y'all know what it is. Oh, while she's getting the cards together, look, I do have a video that is dropping on Friday with my homie Fon Soul called Friends. And basically the premise of the song is that homie love a friend joint. You and your friend homie, y'all been friends for a long time, but y'all ain't never crossed the line until that one night. And now you got to figure out how we moving forward. We still gonna be friends with benefits. You going back to your man. Let me know what it is. So Friday.
She has a man?
Oh yeah, she got a man.
Oh,
she got a man.
I didn't know that was part of the equation.
Yeah, no, she got a man. We just homies, never step over the line. I respect you. You beautiful, but you committed. You in a committed relationship, so it's nothing really for me to approach you about. Other than offering, the friendship, but now you caught up in a situation and you done came over here and your whole body done winked at me and gave me consent. And now we got to figure out what's next.
Bodies don't give consent, only words.
Hey, y'all just heard that, fellas. Let another woman tell you. Facts. Her body did not consent. Her mouth consented. She spoke.
Also spoke without
without being drugged. Right. No, dang, we got to get technical. She spoke of free will and not under the influence of any. Matter of fact, honestly, I wouldn't even smash if a chick was inebriated. Even if she wanted to, it's never been my style.
No.
Not unless we knew each other and we was hanging out and we was going out. But like, if I had just met you and we kind of didn't really know each other like that, and like you got a little too tipsy, nah, you're not gonna get me with the. I missed out on plenty of consensual situations where it's like, nah, that ain't you too over the top right now. You ain't even buzzing. You lightweight fall out the door drunk. I don't need these kind of problems in my life. So what's next? What we got?
So we're going to debate some things.
Okay, we going to debate. See if y'all can get y'all black card.
Because there's no real right answer. We're just going to have to come to a good consensus on some of these, right?
Right.
So what's most likely to be found in a purple Crown Royal bag? A, cigarettes, B, weed, C, candy, or D, loose change. If there was a Crown Royal bag meandering around your house as an adult, as a child, what would
it would either be weed or change. You ain't never got no alcohol in it. I would say more than likely you get the old player. He didn't ran up to the store with his little change bag. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple coins in there. Plus, it double as a weapon if he got to knock somebody out, that's stepping on a player's shoes. Right. He ain't got time to be playing with you. And this situation may not call for his little 22. He may just have to hit you with the little bag to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Keep his change on him.
I vote change because cigarettes are whack. Blech.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing cigarettes.
Weed be loud, and if it's in a Crown Royal bag, it's still loud.
Weed be stinking loud.
There's no airtight component to a Crown Royal bag. Little
right. Yeah, but I seen some where they double and triple bag the weed. They double and triple bag the weed. They'll step out.
Jesus.
You gotta put it in there. Gotta have a carrier for your little stash.
Do you have a like a little discreet little carrying compartment thing?
Pre-COVID, I rocked out with the little Apple Crown Royal bag. I had the little green drink, but it mostly stayed in my car. I had change in it though. I had some things in there that allowed me to maneuver the world. You gotta keep some. You never know what you need in there. You know what I'm saying? Might have you a little condom or two, some change, little cash.
Oh, it's a whole bag.
Look, you never know what I carry it somewhere. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right.
Old school player from the Himalaya. What'd you say?
I put change in mine.
Yeah. So does Manifest. Manifest say he throwing change in there too, so we already know. Hey, Manifest.
We've already decided.
Let me ask you. I know it's one of the old school plats. Maybe it was Cuz we played golf with. Didn't he have a bag on the golf course? If I remember correctly, Cuz used to always have a little Crown Royal bag. Yeah. You ever seen the homies with the whole Crown Royal short outfit? I know it's somebody. Let me see if I can pull that up. Crown Royal short set.
There's a short set?
Yeah.
Made out of a velvety bag?
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
I am not. Oh, here go the shorts right here.
Wait a minute. Let me look on this.
This is on Pinterest too. Hold on. Let me take it to you. This on Pinterest.
You don't search the black internet for this shit. Hold on now. Kynard.
No, it's some white people. Look at this white dude right here. This white dude got a whole Crown Royal blazer. He ain't playing with y'all. You don't see no black people in these photos.
What is this?
Look at this. Wilbur had one. It was one of the twins. I know somebody had one in our little group. Look at this dude. I don't see no black people with this Crown Royal. Look at this blazer. Look at my man. He's styling on him. And he got the pants.
I'm almost disgusted.
Yeah, you was talking about black people. Now, I didn't see black people with him.
I thought this
was my man in a...
I ain't gonna hold you.
That's not it.
That's wild.
Look at this dude. He made a whole rave uniform. Look at the pants on him. White people way more in the Crown Royal than I ever knew.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. They definitely would have got this question wrong, though. Oh, here a black dude.
He went to Burning Man with that shit on.
He did go to Burning Man. He was twirling and everything.
Wide leg pants.
With no shoes on. Living his best life.
Them feet is dirty. Damn, them feet is black.
Oh, it's funny to me. My man got a whole Uncle. Crown Royal brim.
Uncle got a whole fit. What is happening?
Good. They are not playing. Look at this girl. She made a whole dress.
I guess the answer is E. You don't.
You put people, right? You put people inside of it.
Make clothes.
Somebody got a bikini, Crown Royal bikini. Come on, man.
That was only about 5 bottles worth, huh? Maybe depending on how big the titties were, it might have been only 3 bottles.
Look, facts. Itty bitty titty committee. Yeah, out here.
Wow.
All right, what we got next?
Crown Royal on the titties and Crown Royal on the coochie. That's great.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
Which R&B songstress would you want to have your back in a fight? K. Michelle, Rihanna, Keisha Cole, or Solange?
Solange? It's not even a question.
Really?
Solange, look, if Solange is beefy enough to run up on Jigga Man in an elevator, Solange about that word. Solange with them hands. She not playing?
I think Solange knew that Jay wasn't ever going to do nothing. So she don't. Something about Listen, and I'm a very proud Knowles Carter. I wouldn't pick Solange though.
So who did K. Michelle beat up?
If you're still trying to figure out how to start an online business,
she didn't beat up nobody. I don't think. I think she just got a lot of mouth.
Yeah, no, I need somebody ready to throw hands. Who else?
I picked Keisha Cole on the strength of Oakland.
Oh, Keisha with the shits too, though.
Yeah, Keisha about that acting. That's why I'm picking Keisha all day. Rihanna's not doing nothing. She's too cute to fight. She'll pop her mouth a lot though. I feel like she'll like bop a nigga, but I don't think she's really gonna like fight.
I mean, I thought she was really fighting Chris Brown.
I think she really got fought.
She did get fought. I think she started out fighting, and then she stopped.
I'm picking Keisha.
I'm going with Solange. Solange was like, I'll beat up a multi-millionaire. Yeah. Solange ain't playing.
Solange ain't really fighting.
And over her family?
Keisha has East Oakland in her blood.
Shout out to East Oakland, but we got to remember now, there's many different hoods in the whole United States of America. It's bad people everywhere. I shout out to East Oakland. I know it's grimy.
Keisha.
Shout out to Keisha Cole. I like Keisha. Solange, hit me up. I need you to have my back, baby girl.
Picking Keisha too. See?
Who? Manifest said Keisha, she already beat some girl over Birdman. Yeah, she ain't. Yeah, that's definitely that East Oakland in her.
I feel like Keisha Cole is not rap tight.
She not. She with the shits, but I'm still going with my girl. Anytime you fight a multi-millionaire, billionaire, jigger, I'm with you.
That's related to you though. Oh, that's not the same. He ain't filing if it really went down and she really popped the shit out of him, there ain't no lawsuits coming up after it.
No, if me and Solange
the door was gonna open up.
Me and Solange tight like that, then we family. I don't never keep nobody around me that ain't my family, that ain't with it. My circle is mad small. So if Solange with me, she with me. You know what I'm saying? We with the shits, ain't we, Solange? We not playing with them.
Ain't we, Solange?
Oh, and let me get the feature, by the way, Solange. All right, next.
I can't stand you.
Shout out to boy. Look, hit my email, info@kynardmusic.com. Let me get that feature. What's next?
When is the best time to start running?
When you see other people running.
Do you already have an answer in your brain?
Yes. When you see other people running, you start running. That's the best time. Or when the cops pull up. I'm out of here.
These are the answers.
All right.
When you hear gunshots.
Facts.
When somebody else starts running.
Facts.
When you're getting on your mama's nerves. Or when your daddy takes off his belt.
All of the above.
But the best time is when?
When somebody starts shooting.
I don't think I want to run when somebody starts shooting because I don't always know where the bullets are coming from.
I'm gonna run to the ground.
I could be running straight to the gun.
I'm gonna run to the ground.
Right. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get.
I'm running and hiding. I'm getting behind something, especially if it's aimed at me. Unless I got my thing on me, I'm running. I'm gonna duck and find some way to get behind, and then I'm gonna see if I need to return. Turn fire. Pow pow. I think that all of those are valid though. If you getting on your mama's nerves, that's a great time to run. Nothing worse than a mama whooping your ass. Mama whoop your ass with love.
Is a daddy whooping your ass worse?
I'm running it. When my dad took off the belt, I'm out too. Look, no, I ain't just gonna let you hit me. This is a whole sport. You better try and catch me before you. You just want me to stand here and take this? No, dog. You had to catch me because I ain't trying to be hit. Simple. I'm gonna make it as hard as possible.
My dad was like the light one. My mom was the one to be afraid of.
Same with mine. I was more afraid of my mom than my dad. But my dad whooped that ass though. My dad whooped that ass. I got beat.
No. My dad never whooped me.
Oh, that's good. Awesome.
I don't think I ever got whooped real.
Do you think you needed a spanking?
Probably like once.
Do you think you need one? Do you think you needed more?
Not really. As an adult, I probably needed more than as I was a kid.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Not
I'm
now.
more out of line as an adult.
Just yeah. I mean, I think a lot of times for me, once again, the ignorance. When you're a kid, you don't know.
I was a pretty good kid.
I was a pretty good kid too, but a lot of the times when I got spankings was just when my parents had enough and they were tired, right? And the only thing that they could do to resolve the situation was to hit me with some negative reinforcement. Once again, I was very self-aware and realized how to start avoiding things like that. Just stop fucking up. Stop being hard-headed. Do what is asked of you and you shall get your way. And that's what I did. All right, you want me to do that? I'll do that. Just so I can go out and do what it is that I want to do. So I didn't want to kick up no dust. I got tired of getting whooped on. My dad beat the shit out of me. I was like, I got it.
I feel like as a boy, when your daddy takes off his belt, you know it's gonna be some static.
Yeah.
I don't know if girls get the same whoopings from dad.
I couldn't even imagine spanking my kids with a belt though. I'll pop them every now and again. They get out of line, but like to take a physical belt.
Like a belt?
Yeah, that's way too much. I couldn't do that. Not today.
Yeah, I don't think girls get hit like that. But I mean, I don't know. But I feel like soft spots for girls. But a boy can get his ass.
Oh yeah, he can get it.
They will fight.
Well, I just
like you can put your fist up like a nigga on the street with your daddy. But I don't think that happens with girls and dads.
Well, and no, because I don't want to make the association of domestic violence, right? That, depending on what you do, popping someone versus beating them, you beat a female child and psychologically that'll stay with them for a long period of time and maybe even manifest in their future relationships, where there's a part of you that thinks that you deserve this because this is how you came up. I think that parents in the 70s, the 80s
care enough if they don't hit you.
Yeah. Just think that there wasn't a lot of
argument too.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of knowledge on the psychology behind it. I understand what some of the literature says in regards to raising kids today, but sometimes, man, that shit don't be working. Oh, just sit him down and explain it to him. Ma'am, I've done that 8 times. I've explained it frontward, backwards, up and down. I sat down, I stood up, I did a cartwheel, I laughed, I told a joke. This little Negro is not getting it, so I'm going to have to give him that work. Okay?
Oh, no.
I have to give him this negative reinforcement. And then when I'm done, I'm going to explain why I did it. Now, I didn't get no explanations when I was young. But if I do it, then I ask, well, why did that happen? Then we get to the point of, you fucked up. And now it's time for you to accept responsibility for your fuck up. And then we keep it moving. So, manifest said dad's belt. It's a great time to run. Mama getting annoyed. Definitely a great time to run. Cops pull up. Please run.
If the cops pull up and you run, you getting chased by cops.
They're going to kill you anyway. No cop.
Oh, jeez. I took a turn. Let's just lighten it up with the last card.
What's the last card? We got one more. We're going to get out y'all way.
Who is the best rap group of all time?
Outkast. Go.
Do you want the other options?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just giving my opinion. Go.
Wu-Tang Clan,
Yes.
Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Yes.
Outkast,
Yes.
NWA.
All of them. But my personal favorite, right? So when we talk about greatest rap groups of all time, Wu-Tang Clan had their own sound. They switched it up.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see that many members in a cohesive group that could rap like that, right?
Too many niggas. Jesus.
And all of them was on point. All of them had bars. Wu-Tang Clan definitely up there. And they changed music, right? Bone Thugs and Harmony changed music.
They're the first singer rappers.
Not the first that publicly they got recognized. There were some other rappers that sang a little earlier, but
like cool.
Not like
inform me because I don't know.
I don't got it right off the bat. I have to go back to my history notes. There are a couple of groups that back in the day they had melodies. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily considered rap at that time, but it was rap. But they changed it in a way where now we are still feeling the effects of a Bone Thugs and Harmony right now. You listen to Roddy Ricch. That's Busy Bone. Mm-hmm. That's Lazy Bone. That's when you listen to NBA YoungBoy. When you listen to Ja Rule, who was famously had his career ended by 50 Cent for singing, only for 50 Cent to be a singer. Figure that. So you have to understand, and I think that a lot of people don't give Bone as much credit, but they really changed the game. NWA. Changed the game. I didn't know anything about the West Coast and how the West Coast lived until NWA. NWA was like a movie to me about how West Coast LA was living. They had their own sound. To me, one of the greatest groups ever. I left Outkast for last because Outkast, for me personally, I think has made some of the dopest music out of all of the groups. Musically, I think that their vibe is more just where I'm at, right? Quiet as kept, Big Boy is one of the dopest MCs, does not get enough credit. And to me, Andre 3000 is in my top 5. One of the greatest MCs to ever grace a mic. And they changed music.
I would pick Outkast myself.
Would you?
I said, yeah, I would.
Why?
I don't think I ever connected with Wu-Tang.
Right.
I don't know if it was.
It was probably a little earlier for you.
My age.
Yeah, that NWA.
I don't know if it was like the East Coast style was not necessarily the top of my list. Like I can appreciate them individually, but I never was like, oh, Wu-Tang this, Wu-Tang. Like I just was never
I wasn't
either.
Resonated
with me.
Right. Before you move on, I didn't catch Wu-Tang until later. Like I caught them after. Yeah. I had to go back and listen to them because I wasn't listening for them. I was like when they came out 96, 95-ish, I was listening to West Coast at that time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go back and catch, the Jizza and RZA and Meth, So, all right, I'll let you continue.
I will give the Zaddy Award to Wu-Tang on the strength of Method Man.
Yeah, the ladies love him some Meth. Cool ladies love Method Man.
Listen, fine now. if that's what the competition's about, he can win.
Or he can win. Okay.
For the group, he can win. NWA on the strength of California.
California.
That's what I listen. That's just
knows how to
party. It's the sound that I grew up with.
Yeah.
But musically, I just think Outkast is doper.
Yeah, and that's but
I just
we
think
also
they make cooler, more innovative stuff.
Yes. I think musically, and it wasn't more. I'm not gonna say more innovative, right? Because Wu-Tang was innovative with their sound. Nobody sounded like them. What I liked though was that
I'm about to take your word for it because I don't know.
Yeah, no. GZA was a beast. He was a genius. With the production.
I don't like that his name sounds like Jizz.
That's funny.
Always.
It's based on Kung Fu. It's Kung Fu.
I'm petty.
Yeah.
Okay. I picked Method Man because he's fine, and I don't like GZA for his name, and that's it. I have nothing else.
Yeah. What I liked was the flexibility with Outkast. I felt like Outkast could be flexible. Outkast could go out and give you a party track to really, really dance to, upbeat, pop funk. Then they could come back and give you soul funk with the trumpets. Come
on,
I'm sorry. Yeah, RZA was the producer. Yeah. And so for me, Outkast musically spoke to me more than any of the other groups, but I loved Bone. From the Midwest, you just had never heard nobody harmonizing like that while rapping. But if I had to rank them, my personal would probably go Outkast, Bone, Wu-Tang, and then NWA. That's the way I would probably go. Because if we being real, NWA was really just the DOC and Ice Cube.
The DOC and company.
Yeah, I mean, because they was writing the rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Eazy-E, and it's not that they weren't iconic. They did their thing. I love the West Coast, but we know Eazy wasn't writing rhymes. Cube was writing a lot of the rhymes. DOC was writing a lot of the rhymes. And so at that point, it was really just them two. And then production from Dre. And so that's what we got, y'all. Matter of fact, you didn't tell us, though. Matter of fact, who? He said he had to think on this one. He said, I can't say any one of them. I agree with you. But if I had to rank them, I'm going, Andre is one of my favorite rappers. And I like Big Boy, too. If you had to
put anybody not mentioned in this group, would you switch out another group for one of these? Would you switch out somebody for NWA since you put NWA dead ass last? I don't know what other rappers are now. I'm thinking about it.
Give me 1 second.
Right? You can go to the Googles.
Who else do we have? Run DMC was dope. As a matter of fact, I think that people said
what about Tribe?
Yeah, but not greatest ever. Not greatest ever. Matter of fact, said he ain't got no answer right now. We was gonna get out of here, but look, I'll scroll through real quick. This is Culture Vultures list. They went Outkast, Run DMC, NWA. Oh, Public Enemy is definitely up there. They should definitely get consideration for top 4. I forgot all about them. Ghetto Boys was dope. I love you, GK. It took me a while to get the 3-6 Mafia and the Hot Boys. I can't believe Bone is 10. I can't believe Migos is 11. Tribe would be way ahead of Migos to me. The
Same.
Diplomats
I
was a
would like to
dope
input
group.
Little Brother because they're one of my personal faves.
Oh, Little Brother, bang! But the problem is they're just not popular.
Man,
they're not popular.
They're not popular enough. But
Lafonte,
they'd be on my top 4.
Yeah, Ninth Wonder. Yeah, Little Brother go
they'd
hard.
Be in my top.
Mobb Deep,
if I didn't pick a top 4 rap groups, they'd be in my top 4.
Little Brother would. That's dope. They couldn't be in my. They wouldn't be in my top 4. They wouldn't even be in my top 10. But they dope.
Little Brother wouldn't make your top 10.
Oh,
damn.
I mean, I'm looking at these groups here. I mean, let's go. My top 10. I'll count them out. We already got Outkast, Run DMC, NWA, Public Enemy, Wu-Tang. That's 5. UGK would be 6. 7, I would go. Bone is in there, so that's 7. Ghetto Boys is 8. Tribe is 9, and then De La Soul or the Roots 10, 11. Mobb Deep 12. Naughty by Nature 13. Def Squad. They would probably be top 15. Little Brother. They'd be 15 to 20 in there. Manifest said there's so many old school rappers ahead of all those cats. No homage to the beginnings. Right. There's a group that Curtis Blow was in. Like they was, you know what I'm saying? They were clans. Big Daddy Kane and them was in groups, but they never. Who was
Curtis Blow, and I want you to know.
Was the Crooklyn Dodgers.
Do you not care about De La Soul?
Yeah, we put them in there.
Okay.
I had some people tell me I sound like Chubb Rock on the Crooklyn Dodgers track. And like I got it. And Chubb was dope. But he was a part of a group too. I think it was member of the Crooklyn Dodgers was the group, was OC and Jeru the Damager. They had backup dancers. I mean, nobody even said Salt and Pepper. That, ladies don't never get no respect. The Dog Pound, man, people don't understand. Corrupt and Das. And Corrupt was one of the illest lyricists ever. I know that, I'm probably too deep off in the game for him, but Corrupt is probably in my top 20. So it's a lot to be debated. Those are good groups. I would probably replace NWA with Run DMC, but that's me. That being said, my co-host has a nail appointment. She got to get her nails did. Shout out to Britt. Right, Eric B. and Rakim. Look, we want to say thank y'all for coming out, joining us on Dope Dialogue Podcast. We had a great time. We talked about some tough stuff today. If somebody decides 6 years from now that they want to hold my words against me, I'd like to offer up a disclaimer that I'm still learning. And I remain ignorant to things that I'm not aware of. If I hurt your feelings, I'm not apologizing because I'm not here to help hold your hand, okay? If you are offended by the words that I've said, I will issue an apology later, but only when I'm forced to, not of my free will. Wow. It will not be genuine.
Wow, this is taking lots of turns. I wasn't ready for that.
You gotta give him a whole disclaimer. 8 years from now, they're gonna be like, Kynard was on the Dope Dialogue Podcast being out of line. And I'd like to let y'all know Brittany co-signed all of that. And I'm out.
This is not fair.